weekly recap of what went on the previous week. Today is Saturday 12. I'm recording this video around at 12:14, 5th of July. Yeah, so let's go through whatever happened last week and what we learned about the market last week. So let me just pinpoint the trade I took. I missed some trades based on the decision out, and that decision I actually regretted doing that. But you can't be perfect with your decisions, so yeah, I try to wait too long, which I was supposed to just on Monday. I took this trade. So what was running through my mind on Monday? So Monday, I woke up to see the market touch this zone, and you all know how I trade right now. So you first need a break of structure. We had a break of structure here. One. We had another one to here. Two. We had multiple break of structure, and we had another one here. Three. So you can see that there is demand zone. This is a zone where price has reacted before. Around this zone, this is a zone where price has reacted before. This zone, so as you can see, price reacted around this zone. So that was the same zone I used for this side, but I didn't just enter right away because I need to see some. There are some zones that immediately they touch, reusing it will be 50-50. So you need extra confirmation that okay, this zone is actually solid. Okay, so first of all, you need to see something. You see that this zone worked over here because you saw a rejection here, and right now you saw another rejection to here. So when I saw the tap around this zone, this was around Sunday. So I saw the tap around this zone. I went straight for it to a smaller time frame, which is the 15 minute. I think I took this straight around. Was it 15 minutes? Yeah, 15 minutes. I went straight to the 15 minutes. Apply the same concept again. Break of structure. Then you had a zone over here. So people will be asking me why did you use this zone and not this zone? So based on my experience, everybody has this way, or everybody has this a conclusion. Based on my experience, I've seen that whenever we have 3 sessions, we have the Asian session. I'll teach on that. I'll talk about that. You have the Asian session, you have the London session, and you have the New York. So if you can see clearly, you can see that this when you see the timing, you need to have your timing to right. Yeah, you need to have your timing really. You need to be good at your timing. Your timing when you execute a trade is very, very, very important. So you can have the same context, or you can have the same setup. You can see the same setup on your chart like this, but because your timing or when you took the trade was wrong, you would end up in a loss. So your timing needs to be right. You need to have your timing right. It's like you dating. You have a girlfriend and you are dating, and meanwhile you are broke. Do you get me? You are broke and you are cuddling on the couch Not that cuddling on the couch with your girlfriend is bad, but you are doing it at the wrong time because your priority is what? Or come down again to this zone, but price didn't come down to this zone. I was even looking at this area, this zone. I was really looking at this area, this zone. But price didn't come down to that zone again because this is the last candle before the gap, so the blue candle before the gap. So I was looking at that area, but price didn't come back to that area. So I had to readjust myself and see a break of structure. This break of structure, it was, you see it in the 5 minutes. You see it in the 5 minutes. So you see a break of structure here in the 5 minutes. So your first thing you need to identify is your structure. You need to see a break of structure. So you see it in the 5 minutes. You see the way it's in the 5 minutes. So after the break of structure, I saw that okay, price has rejected this zone. You can see a gap here. Price has rejected this zone twice. So then I was like, okay. And looking at the time, this is 1:35. Perfect time for me to enter. I like entering or executing trade around that time. So I entered around the 35 zone. I entered a buy around the 35. Place my stop loss around this zone, this side. Then I targeted 1:4 or something like that. Yeah. So here about I targeted this zone. My take profits, I didn't anticipate. My take profits should have been around this side, this zone there about. This zone. I was supposed to look at the 4-hour because it's a 4-hour trade, but I made a mistake to make it. So I was supposed to consider this zone, this gap, this side. This was where I was supposed to take my profit, but I didn't look at it I didn't look at the bigger picture. Yeah, so I made a mistake over there. So the next time I'll try to move my take profit a little bit further because this is a good trade and neat trade. You see price after this touch, price didn't come down again. It was just going to TP. So I would have made 1:7 instead of 1:4. 1:7. So if I'm raising like $100, I'm making $700. $700 on this trade. You get it? Yeah. Then we move on to the next trade. Which was the previous day, Tuesday. So Tuesday we had a run from Asian session. Then we had a run. So the trade. So this was what I was looking at. We had a bullish run. So I had taken my profit already on Monday. So I had a bullish run. So what I was supposed to I did was that I was supposed to pick a sell around this zone, a short sell, very very short, like quick sell, very 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 short. So pick a sell around this zone because what was I seeing? I saw price tapping this zone, and that day price has moved bullish the entire day. No bearish movement, no. And price don't go in a straight line. You never see price going like this. Let me say 80% of the movement you don't see it in a straight line. You see it going in a zigzag form, but it doesn't in a zigzag without coming down. If it's coming down, probably it's coming to pick a momentum and going up again. Yeah, so still continuing there. So it doesn't had a bullish run. price was just going up, 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 up. So around this zone, what I was supposed to do is I was supposed to go to the 55 minutes. I saw the trade, but I didn't take it because it was on a smaller time frame. So this was the trade. We had a break of structure here on the 5 minutes. So you can see clearly we had a break of structure here. They have something called liquidity sweep too. We had a break of structure, liquidity sweep around the zone, but I don't really pay attention to that. Then price came back to your zone, so you can see a gap here. Price came back to my zone, so I was supposed to just target maybe 1:3 or 1:2, maybe around this zone. My entry would have been around this zone. So when you pay attention, you had a break of structure. When you look at the timing to 205 to 205, I could have targeted this zone 1:2.5, or even gone further. Because it's a 5 minutes, so I can't enter on the touch here. I need to see a candlestick confirmation before. So this candlestick confirmation, then after that I'll take this trade. But I didn't know. I just didn't know why I didn't take this trade. Yeah, 1:2.5, neat, beautiful. Then on Wednesday too, I missed the trade. Thursday too, I missed. Okay, on Wednesday I took the trade, but on Thursday I missed the trade. A huge trade. So on Thursday, this was Wednesday. So this has happened on Wednesday. No, this was Tuesday. So on Wednesday, price had come to this zone. Come and target this zone. So you use a higher time frame to spot the zones. Price had come to this zone. This is a candle. This is a zone. So when you go to the smaller time frame, you see the break of structure and all those things over there. So you can see you had a break of structure here. But catching this trade is a little bit, you need to be professional. You need to have like your reps. You need to have your reps locked in, or you need to have your data. Because catching this trade was a little bit advanced. So you had a break of structure here, you had a gap here. After the gap, price came to tap here, moved, and came back again, tapped here on the landing session. So I had a break of structure. So in my mind, I knew that okay, price won't come back to this zone again. Price won't come back to this, won't come down again, because we had a push from to the ACS session down, then we came back again, and we had a price tapping the zone, pushed to the upside, breaking the structure. Then after that, we had here as our demand zone. So after the demand zone, maybe probably if after this candlestick, then you just take your buy over here. Target around this zone. I'll target around this zone. So this was the trade. Yeah. So that was from Wednesday to. We had a price coming back to this zone, taking this low, then going up again. Then after that, you have your your bull, your zone, your demand zone here, price coming to tap this zone. After this candle, still confirmation, then you go up. Or if you like, you can just put your listing over here. But I need to see volume first before, because it's not all zones that do work. You need to see volume at that point, and your timing should be right. So when you see this trade was around 2:15. So I like to take trade from, in GMT, I like to take trade 12:45. Within 12:45 to let's say 4 p.m. Those are the period I like to take trade. That one, if I get those trades, I can risk more because I'm confident around that time. Yeah, that's my edge. I really like that time. So yeah, so that was for Wednesday. Then on Thursday we had on Thursday price came to tap this zone first, rejected, and came back to tap it again. So if you look at the 4 hour, you see the rejection really well. You see price came to tap this zone, rejected, and came to tap again and rejected. So the mistake I did was that we had a break of structure here. The mistake I did was that we had a break of structure here. Here you can see a break of structure here, a price coming back to the zone here. So what I did, the mistake I did was that, if you look clearly, let me clear the chart well. The chart is a bit messy. So if you pay attention clearly, you first of all had the zone here. On Friday I missed the trade. I really missed the trade. I was thinking too much. I'll never repeat this mistake again. So we had a touch here around the zone. So if you can see the 4 hour, you can see the touch over here, and price came to reject it again around this zone again. So if you pay close attention, you can see a trend line here, a trend line around this zone. So price around this zone, we had a trend line around this zone, and the price had already broken this trend line. If you draw the trend line, you get it. Price had already broken this trend line. So what I was supposed to end, I had a break of structure to here. That was another confirmation. Then the next thing was I had a candlestick here on the 30 minutes. So I can't remember this 30 minutes. I was supposed to take this trade, but it was 10:30. So I'm like, no, let me just wait. And the mistake I did too was I'm not going to repeat this again. So someone came to my room as at that time, and I was going to check the news, because we had it in mind that this week we will have NFP, because NFP mostly is on Fridays, but because of the holidays, so they pushed it to Thursday, because yesterday was US independence, so they pushed it to Thursday. So this was the news. The news came out, the data came out around 12:30. So in my mind, I was about to check it. So I had typed Forex Factory, and I was about to check it. So then and I saw the trade coming to my zone. So I'll paste the before. I'll paste the before and after video. So I had the trade here. The trade has got into this zone. So what I was supposed to do was just to pull the trigger around this zone. Pull the trigger around this zone. Because looking at this side, we don't have anything. You can't see anything or any zone again that price will come in and use. Do you get me? Hey, you don't see any zone or any demand zone that price will reuse it again. So I was supposed to just push my this thing to this side, this low, just around the zone, not to go far, just around the zone. 1:7. Yeah, so this is a trade I missed on Thursday. On Thursday, we move. So the decision I made was okay, from henceforth, if I spot a trade like this, and looking at the timing and all other factors, I will just cut, because I was skeptical about it. Didn't fall within my trading time, so I was skeptical about taking this trade. So that's how I missed it. So I've just learned from it that okay, the next time I meet this trade, what I'm going to do is I'll just probably cut down what I'm supposed to Rex, because if it were to be in the maybe afternoon thereabout, I would have size up a little bit, but I'll just cut down the risks and just take the trade. Whatever happens. Because if I cut down the risks and I take the trade, I'll feel more comfortable than missing it at all. So that's what I've taken into consideration. Alright, so that was all for the week.